Good morning, students. We are done with 2 classes already on our topic matter in our surroundings. First class we have learned about matter and the characteristics of the particles of matter. Second class we have studied about the 3 states of matter, their properties and their comparisons. Before moving on to our third class, let us recall what we have learned in our previous class. Recall time. We have studied about the properties of the 3 states of matter, that are solid, liquid and gas. Also we have compared these 3 states of matter on the basis of few criteria such as molecular arrangement, rigidity, shape and volume, density, intermolecular space, intermolecular force of attraction, compressibility, fluidity, molecular motion, or you can say kinetic energy, and the rate of diffusion. Also we have learnt about the importance of few properties of gases like faster diffusion and high compressibility. Gases diffuse faster and gases are having high compressibility. What is the use of these 2 properties of gases in our real life situation? We have already learned that. We have also studied about diffusion, the definition of diffusion, the dependence of rate of diffusion on temperature as well as on nature of matter. We have studied about fluid and fluidity. Also, we have came across 2 new terms with their mathematical form, that are density and pressure. Now the question arises, can we change the states of matter? Solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to solid, and again from solid to gas, gas to liquid and liquid to solid. Can we? Yes, we can. We can interconvert these 3 states of matter based on certain conditions. Mainly 2 conditions are responsible for change of states, that are temperature and pressure. And in this class we will mainly study on this. We will study how the change of states are regulated by temperature and pressure. What happens when we increase or decrease temperature, and what happens on increase or decrease of pressure. Now at first we must know what is meant by change of state. The change of state means the change of a substance from one physical state to another. For example, liquid state to solid state to gaseous state, or vice versa. Now we know the change of state is regulated by 2 main conditions, that are temperature and pressure. Now how we can regulate temperature? Temperature can be regulated by 2 processes, heating or cooling. By heating we increase temperature and by cooling we decrease temperature. Now what happens on heating any substance? When we heat any substance, it gains the energy. The particles inside that state of matter gain energy. Now if the particles gain energy, they will move randomly in all directions, and this will increase their disorderedness. Now what happens on cooling? If we cool any substance, the particles inside that states of matter will lose energy, and as they lose energy they will come close to each other. The particles lose energy and come close to each other, and thus increases their orderedness. Now starting with the effect of temperature on change of state. As we know, the temperature can be regulated by 2 processes, heating process and cooling process. By heating process we increase temperature, by cooling process we decrease the temperature. Now we will study this heating process and cooling process in detail. At first, heating process. In the picture above you can see the particles are close together. The particles are arranged in a well-ordered manner. what will happen to this arrangement on heating, or how the particles of matter are going to behave when we increases the temperature. On heating, we increases the temperature, and as the temperature increases, the particles start to move randomly in all directions. As the particles move randomly in all directions, the kinetic energy of the particles increases. As the kinetic energy of the particles increases, the particle starts vibrating at a higher speed. And as the particles are vibrating at a greater speed, at a point of time, the force of attraction between the particles breaks down. As the force of attraction between the particles breaks down, the particles can now move freely in all directions, leaving their positions. You can see in the diagram below. Now you can compare both these two pictures. In the picture above, you can see the particles are well arranged. The particles are close together. And on heating, you can see in the picture below, the particles are at a distance. They are far apart and they are moving freely. So from this we can conclude that on heating, the orderedness decreases, or you can say the disorderedness increases. Now through an activity we will try to understand this concept in detail. Here we have solid, liquid and gaseous state of matter. We will study the change of arrangement of particles on heating. In solid, the particles are closely packed. There is very less intermolecular spaces. Here we will take two solid molecules. On heating, these two solid molecules gain kinetic energy and they vibrate in a very high speed. And at a point of time, the force of attraction between them breaks and they move freely in all directions. There is much gap between the particles in liquid as compared to that of solid. In this way, all the solid molecules get converted into the liquid state. In solid, the particles were close together. Now they are at a distance. Again on heating, what will happen to this liquid molecules? We will take two liquid molecules and on heating the kinetic energy again increases. They vibrate at a very high speed and at a point of time this vibration breaks their force of attraction and they are at a far distance. Here there is much distance between the gaseous molecules as compared to liquid. In this way, all the liquid molecules get converted into gaseous molecules. Much distance is there between the particles of gases. In solid, particles are close together. In a liquid, there is greater space, and in gases, there is much space between the particles. So, here we can conclude that on heating, the orderedness decreases and the disorderedness increases. This is the main concept behind the change of state. Now, on cooling. In the picture above, you can see the particles are at a distance and they are moving freely. What will happen to this arrangement on decreasing the temperature? Or how the particles of matter are going to behave on cooling. On cooling, we decreases the temperature, and as the temperature decreases, the kinetic energy of the particles decreases as the particles loses their energy. As the kinetic energy of the particles decreases, the particles start vibrating at a very low speed. As the particles vibrate at a very low speed, the force of attraction between the particles increases. and as the force of attraction between the particles increases, the particles come closer and make a ordered arrangement. In the picture below you can see. Now you can compare both these pictures. Initially they are at a distance, and on cooling the particles loses energy and come close, and they are making a well-ordered arrangement. So on cooling the disorderedness decreases but the orderedness increases. Now through an activity we will understand this concept in a better way. This is gas, liquid and solid state. We will study how the arrangement of particles changes from gaseous state to liquid state to solid state on cooling. The gaseous molecules are at random motion. They are having high kinetic energy. Now what will happen to these gaseous molecules on cooling? The gaseous molecules are at random motion and having high kinetic energy. On cooling, the kinetic energy decreases and they come close together. On cooling, the distance between gaseous molecules decreases. In liquid, there is much less distance. Gaseous molecule random motion, high kinetic energy. On cooling, kinetic energy decreases, they come close together. In this way, all the gaseous molecules get converted into liquid molecules. Gaseous molecules were far apart. Liquid molecules are close together on cooling. Now what will happen on cooling this liquid state? The liquid state are moving. On cooling, the molecular motion decreases, kinetic energy decreases and they come close together, much close. On cooling, they are much close. In this way, all the liquid particles get converted into solid state. In gases, they are far apart and at random motion. On cooling, they come close together. And again on cooling, they come much close together in solid state. Hence, we can conclude that on cooling, orderedness increases but disorderedness decreases. This is the main concept behind the change of states. Now we will study various state change processes name. First, melting or fusion. Here, solid state is changing into liquid state on application of heat, and it is occurring at a constant temperature. I have indicated this temperature as T degree Celsius in the diagram. As we know, the particles inside the solid states are closely packed. On application of heat, these solid particles move freely, leaving their position, and thus solid changes into liquid. So let us define now melting or fusion. Fusion or melting, it is also called liquefaction because solid is changing into liquid. So fusion or melting is a process in which a solid changes to liquid state and at a constant temperature due to the application of heat or due to the absorption of heat. And the temperature, that constant temperature or fixed temperature at which the solid melts to become liquid is called melting point. So what is melting point? That constant temperature or fixed temperature at which the solid melts to become liquid at atmospheric pressure is called melting point. For example, melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius or 273 Kelvin. Here, ice, that is the solid state of water, is converting into liquid state of water on application of heat and at a constant temperature, and that constant temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. Thus, melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin. Next, freezing. Here the liquid state is changing into its solid state on cooling, and this process is occurring at a constant temperature, and I have indicated that constant temperature as T degrees Celsius in the diagram. As we know, when we cool any liquid, the particles inside that liquid loses energy and come close together. As they come close together, it forms the solid state. Hence, liquid changing into solid state when it is cooled. So, what is freezing then? Freezing, or you can say solidification. Why solidification? Because here liquid is changing into solid. Thus, freezing is a process in which a liquid changes to the solid state at a constant temperature by releasing heat or on cooling. And that constant or fixed temperature at which the liquid changes to its solid state is known as freezing point. So, what is freezing point then? Freezing point is that constant or fixed temperature at which the liquid is changing into its solid state at atmospheric pressure. For example, freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin. Here the liquid form of water on cooling is forming the solid state of water, that is ice, and it is occurring at a fixed temperature, that is at 0 degrees Celsius. Make a note now. The melting point and the freezing point is same for any substance. Just now we have seen that the melting point of ice and the freezing point of water is same, that is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin. Second point, high melting point of any substance indicates high attractive forces in that solid particles. As we know, if there is high attractive forces between the particles, then we need high amount of energy, high amount of heat energy to break that attractive forces. Hence, it will correspond to high melting point, high temperature. Thus, high melting point indicates high attractive forces between the particles. Next change of state, vaporization or boiling. Here, the liquid state is changing into its vapor state or gaseous state on application of heat. And this whole process is occurring at a constant temperature. On heating, the liquid particles gain energy. When these liquid particles gain energy, they move randomly in all directions. As they move randomly in all directions, the force of attraction between the liquid particles break, and thus converting into its vapor form. So, what is boiling then? Boiling, or you can tell vaporization. Why vaporization? Because liquid is changing into vapor. Thus, boiling is a process in which a liquid changes into its vapor state at a constant temperature by absorption of heat. And that constant or fixed temperature at which the liquid starts boiling is called boiling point. So, what is boiling point then? Boiling point is that constant or fixed temperature at which a liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure. For example, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. Here the liquid form of water is converting into its vapor form, or you can tell steam, at a constant temperature, that is at 100 degrees Celsius on heating. Now condensation. In condensation, the vapor, the gaseous form, is converting into its liquid state on cooling, and this is occurring at a constant temperature. When the steam or the vapor is being cooled, the vapor loses the energy and the particles of the vapor come close together and forming the liquid form. So what is condensation then? Condensation is a process in which vapors change into its liquid state at a constant temperature by releasing heat. And that constant or fixed temperature at which the vapors changes into its liquid state is called condensation point. So what is condensation point then? Condensation point is that fixed or constant temperature at which the vapors changes into its liquid state at atmospheric pressure. For example, condensation point of water vapor or steam is 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. Here the water vapor or the steam is converting into the liquid form of water by cooling, and it is occurring at a fixed temperature, and that fixed temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Make a note now. The boiling or the vaporization point and the condensation point is same for any substance. Just now we have seen the vaporization or the boiling point of water is same as that of condensation point of steam or vapor, and that is equal to 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. Second point, high boiling point of any substance indicates high attractive forces between that liquid particles. As we know, if there is high attractive forces between the liquid particles, that means we require more energy, more amount of heat energy to break that force of attraction between that liquid particles, and this will correspond to high boiling point, high temperature, high boiling point. Thus, high boiling point of any substance indicates high attractive forces between that liquid particles. Now, sublimation. Sublimation is the process in which the solid state is directly converted into its gaseous state without converting into the intermediate state, that is the liquid state. There is direct conversion from solid state to gaseous state. Thus, sublimation is the process in which a solid directly converts into its gaseous state without changing into the liquid state. For example, the sublimation of camphor or naphthalene. Here the naphthalene and the camphor is directly converting from its solid state to its gaseous state. Now just opposite, here the gaseous state is directly converting into its solid state without converting into the intermediate liquid state. There is direct conversion of gaseous state into its solid state. This process is known as deposition or sublimation. Thus, deposition is the process in which a gas directly converts into its solid state without changing into the liquid state, and this process is also known as sublimation. For example, the conversion of gaseous carbon dioxide into solid carbon dioxide, that is dry ice. Here, the gaseous carbon dioxide under pressure is being converted into dry ice, that is the solid carbon dioxide. This is the example of deposition or sublimation. Note that the substances that directly convert from its solid state to its gaseous state are called sublime substances. So sublime substances are the substances that directly convert from its solid state to its gaseous state. For example, camphor, naphthalene, iodine, ammonium chloride and dry ice, that is solid carbon dioxide. What is dry ice then? The solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. Up to now, we were studying the effect of temperature on change of state. Now we will study the second factor that affects the change of state, that is the effect of pressure. So what is the effect of pressure on change of state? What happens when we increase or decrease pressure? By applying pressure or reducing temperature, means on increasing pressure and reducing temperature we can liquefy gases. On reducing pressure to 1 atmosphere, the solid carbon dioxide, that is the dry ice, can be converted directly to gaseous state without coming into liquid state. So these are the effect of pressure on change of state. Now let us summarize today's class. On the extreme left we can see energy of the system. The energy of the system in the form of kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy increases from down to up on heating. Down we have minimum kinetic energy and arrowhead indicates highest kinetic energy. Thus, solid is having minimum kinetic energy. When this solid state is getting heated, it is converting to liquid state, that is having moderate kinetic energy. When the liquid state is getting heated to gaseous state, the gaseous state is having the highest kinetic energy. And just opposite happens when we cool any state of matter. When we cool any state of matter, gases converted to liquid state and liquid state converted to its solid state. Now let us study about various processes. First, melting or fusion. Melting or fusion means solid state converting into liquid state, and just opposite is freezing. Freezing means liquid state is converting to solid state. Now, vaporization or boiling. Vaporization or boiling means liquid state is getting converted to its gaseous state, and just opposite is condensation. Condensation means gaseous state is converting into its liquid state. Now, sublimation. Sublimation is the direct conversion of solid state into its gaseous state, and just opposite is the deposition. Deposition means gaseous state is directly converting into its solid state. On the extreme right, we can see disorder of the system. As we know, solids are well ordered and gases are highly disordered. So disorder of the system increases from solid to gases. So this is the effect of temperature on change of state. This is the summary of our today's class. Check your progress. My first question. Differentiate between melting and boiling. Differentiate between melting point and boiling point. Don't confuse between melting and melting point. Melting is the process name and melting point is the temperature. Same for boiling and boiling point. Boiling is the process name and boiling point is the temperature. So carefully differentiate between melting and boiling, melting point and boiling point. We have studied about the solid carbon dioxide, that is dry ice. So my next question, second question, what is the use of this dry ice? Third question, in this diagram, try to identify the state change and also name the process. I hope you will be able to answer all these questions. See you in the next class.